Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Podfathers, the best parenting podcast in the universe, tolerated by Barstool Sports. It's your pal Clem here. It's Daddy Boy down in Texas. And Pop, he's alive. We were worried, big man. We were worried about you last week. 100. Voice wasn't sounding good. You had a battery of medical tests you were going through, and you're here a week later.
Yeah, I got another week.
Yes. By the time we're recording this on Tuesday, so if Large hasn't made it to Thursday, I apologize. RIP now. But how we doing, big man?
Good. Doctor says I have 10 to live. I said 10 what? He's like 9.
Yes.
Just goofing.
just death goofing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, widows and orphans, that type of shit.
It'll get you.
So I'm waiting for all the results back. By the way, stress tests are not easy. Like at one point I was like, am I almost there? I guess you got to get your heart rate above like 145 or something like that. And she's like, yeah, a couple more minutes. I'm like, I don't got a couple more minutes, sweetheart, just so you know. So, so I have all that shit. And winds up having a little bit of plaque. So I have to work on that.
Plaque is not good no matter where it is, I've learned. That's a very bad thing, actually. But our guy Large was hurting, and that was after you had yourself quite a weekend last weekend. You went down, you went down to Tuscaloosa, and then Miami. So a man 100, and you weren't going to bed early. It wasn't 10 o'clock p.m. and then we're gonna have a nice breakfast and everything. You tied one on, and you were basically living that college life and that Miami life back to back.
Mississippi State was a 6 o'clock kickoff because there's a time difference. So whatever the 7 o'clock game. So and then afterwards we went out with Mick and we were out till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And by the time we got back to our hotel, Annie and I, and then the car picked us up at 3:30. So we only had about an hour of sleep. And it's an hour to Birmingham where we hopped on a flight. She went back up to New Jersey. I went straight to Miami. Once I got to the hotel in Miami, the W, beautiful hotel, I had 20 minutes of turnaround before I had to be in the lobby for the bus that was taking us to Homestead for NASCAR. Did NASCAR the whole day, came back. Now, we're doing something a little bit more extensive next year with NASCAR, Spider and I. Oh, wow. So I went to dinner afterwards with the people. Right after we got back to the hotel, meet you at Mr. Chow's in the half hour turnaround back into Mr. Chow's. And then afterwards, Eddie, who was down there with us, I said, Eddie, can you grab a couple of cigars for after dinner? I'm telling you, he bought these. Like you know what I mean? We were smoking paint. It's a packaging too, but we were smoking fucking paint rollers. And and so then I was out again till about 2-ish or something. I put this underneath to balance my screen. We're out till 2 o'clock or something. Then I had a 6:30 flight the next morning. So it was by the time I got back to New Jersey, I was running on fumes, and I recorded a finance podcast that Monday, and it was rough. And then I called up Clem. I spoke to you, and he was like, "Holy shit, you sound terrible." But I kept talking. That way you wouldn't think there was just something that. But now Annie's sick, like legitimately.
Oh no!
For 2 days. So yeah, there's something going. And Finn is sick too. So we're all sick except for Mick. Mick sound is a pound. Have a great time.
He's stronger than he was when you saw him last. Like you only gained momentum at that age. So
I told you. Did I tell you when he came to Vegas, Annie? You know, he's very, very open and stuff like that. And so she sees like some of the girls that he's hanging out with, some of the pictures on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So she had sent them to, I told you, she had sent them to the urgent care. My in-laws have an urgent care here. So they got in touch with the urgent care down there.
Preemptive penicillin.
He got the same battery. He got the same battery of shots that you would get if you were visiting the Congo.
Yeah.
It's like up. Francis just got him to go on his fucking honeymoon. That's what we got, Mick. And he's trying to chemically not castrate him, trying to chemically protect him.
Yeah, get him inoculated to everything.
Yes, exactly. Like you got the shot that leaves that big pock mark. You know,
yeah.
The old, we all have the inoculation.
We call that the peanut butter shot in the biz. whenever you go to boot camp, one of the first things Marines do is we go into this big open room that's almost like a gymnasium with like the wrestling mats and shit like that. and you all go in there, and then they'll give you the little brief, tell you what medicine. Everybody pull your trousers down mid-thigh with your underwear, bend over and have your ass cheek out. And they legit just go in there, they're like, boom, 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 like over and over. One of the corpsmen hands them the syringe, and then they go straight in. It takes like 2 seconds to give somebody white shot, and it's thick, man, and it hurts, and you got to rock back and forth like this on your ass cheek so it'll spread around.
Yeah,
you got to distribute it.
So, but like after we come away from a weekend like that, I say to myself, and I like some people say, why'd you send your son to Alabama? I was like, have you ever been to Alabama? They're like, no. I was like, oh, then you wouldn't know. I left. I was like, why did I go anywhere else than this? And I'm sure it's the same way among all these SEC schools, particularly when you go to an okay game. Mississippi State was not a competitive game. It was better than the bullshit Parents Weekend game that they gave us originally, like Louisiana Monroe or something. But it's a pretty fucking cool place, filled with beautiful people in great weather. So God bless this kid for pulling this off. You know what I mean? He totally fucked us, but seems like he's having a good time. And so now I'm healthy again.
There was a fork in the road about a year ago we were discussing on this podcast, and it was either the Coast Guard or Alabama. I would love to see what Large's weekend would have been like a couple weeks ago as you visited Nick at the Coast Guard. It would have not been the same, I'm going to say. We would have had you on the pod last week. You would have been in bed, tucked in with a nice breakfast in the morning between everybody there. Daddy boy, how's it going? How was Halloween?
Halloween was good. We went and met up with some friends. I feel like we have really buckled in. I mean, it sucks that we're in our last couple years of doing Halloween. We got an unbelievable system right now. We went to another neighborhood it's kind of close to ours. One of our friends lived there, and it was decently expensive houses that were still close together in like the very Texas McMansion type of neighborhoods. So every single house had tons of candy out, great full-size bars and things like that, and you didn't have to walk that far. So we only had to spend probably 45 minutes doing trick-or-treating before all the bags were filled up. It was great.
That's a beautiful thing right there. We hit up we're actually obviously in the other end of the spectrum here, where Sienna is kind of just going to be hitting her prime of trick-or-treating right now. She's just about to turn 8, and AJ is 4.5, so he is just really getting into where we can send him to the door. We don't have to worry about him acting crazy or too crazy, and then he'll say thank you. Those are the two biggest things. Don't act crazy and say thank you. That's all you ask for as a parent. And we went to my sister's town, which is a couple of towns south of here, and all the houses, it's all these old Victorians. It's Katoni, New York. All these old Victorians. It's straight out of a movie, man. Like hundreds of kids, hordes of kids on the street, and you're just seeing 1,000 costumes. Everyone is just having a fucking ball. People, the people, if you have candy, you don't just sit in your house. You kind of just go out on your stoop and you have all the candy ready to go. So you know what houses are there.
That's a nice change too.
Yes, exactly. And for us here, we have big lots of land, so it's like you're hiking in my neighborhood to get 10 pieces of candy. There, it was just every time you were just kind of like a little bored or whatever, you just hit another house and you run into another batch of people. It was fucking awesome, man. It was delightful. So we are on the opposite end, and we had ourselves a wonderful Halloween. Then we came home. Neighborhood was completely dead. I think we had one visitor who came. We just left a bucket out on. Person just took one Reese's peanut butter cup, went about their way. So it was kind of depressing here, but it was a fucking ball. And now the big man. I mean, are you completely out of this? Bridges, she's done trick-or-treating at this point?
So Bridge is in I want to say 7th grade. And so she went to school dressed up. She went to school dressed up as Vector from Despicable Me. Do you remember him? Yeah. Oh yeah. And she looked great. The wig, the glasses, the orange jumpsuit with the fake belly in it, Adidas shells. She looked wonderful. Like really, I thought it was an outstanding costume. Then when she got home, she changed into what a bunch of her friends were going as members of the Purge. So she sort of had that evil face that lit up, and blood stains on like a really fashionable white blouse over this black like bodysuit type thing with Doc Martens on, like two totally different things. And she went to the hot part of town too, where there's all these smoke machines and DJs and all that stuff, people walking around. I didn't get anybody last year. We hardly got any trick-or-treaters. And so I said, fuck it, I'm not doing full size this year. I'm not doing it. I bought a bunch of those snack things. those bags got smaller.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. You talk about inflation and recession. You open up a snack size Snickers and go to dump it in the bowl, and you're shaking that fucking thing, wondering where the rest of them are.
Yeah.
Like
size recession.
Yeah, a dozen. So I bought 6 bags, like 2 Snickers, 2 Kit Kat, 2 peanut butter cup. So maybe 8 bags of those. And I thought that was going to be plenty, honestly, because we had nobody. And I was thinking maybe they're coming out of COVID. So I put out 8 of those bags, granted truncated size bags, wiped out. I was fucking wiped out before 6 o'clock. Before 6 o'clock at night. And now Annie's upstairs. Dogs are going fucking crazy. I'm trying to make soup. And kids won't stop fucking.
Gazpacho.
Oh, they won't stop ringing my doorbell. I'm putting on the Viking hat every time. Okay, all I need is a thank you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to make soup over here.
Finally, it's like 6 o'clock. I said to Eddie, I got to leave. I go out, King's, Stop and Shop, Walgreens. Not a fucking bag of candy to be found. I was going to refill the guff. Nobody home at any of those places. So I again, Finn was out with his buddies. Bridge was doing her thing. Annie's upstairs. I put the dogs upstairs. I turned out the fucking lights.
There you go.
I left out whatever was left in the basket, like a meager, 6 or 7 things. And I just did not walk by the front door for the rest of the night.
Large is in there fucking popping popcorn and stuff like that. Put it in little sandwich bags for the kids.
Pretzels.
Yeah. I was gonna
Somebody gave out dimes. Bridget got dimes this year.
Oh,
like some lady was like, I ran out of candy. I didn't expect all this. Was giving out dimes. I was like, oof, that's old.
Well, that's what they were saying on the news. Dime bags are going to be in everybody's candy. Just a shame.
So so with her being that, I think I'm at least another year, because I'd seen the oldest people in middle school, 8th graders, still dressing up. And then after a year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do on Halloween when my kids aren't involved. If I'm going to be the lights out, empty basket out there right away, or just go to a movie or go to a restaurant and try to be away from it, or if I'm still going to be like, come on, because I still got the 16 feet of inflatable terror on the front lawn and, we're still decorated for Halloween. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like this year, I would have done nothing because I was fucking miserable taking care of everybody because everyone's sick, like I said. But I'm at that precipice. This Christmas will be no Santa, right? For the first time. And then I guess I'm about a year away from no Halloween.
Why don't you turn yourself into your own little version of a Groundhog Day, and you make an announcement on like October 15th if you're doing Halloween, like in your neighborhood, and you come out and you're like, we're doing Halloween this year. And then those years you go out, the other years you don't.
And maybe I'll grill on the front lawn.
Yeah.
Like, do the thing where I don't have to worry about my kids.
Get Willie's paella guy to come over.
Yes.
By the way, I get back from Tuscaloosa and, I'm like a couple days into it. My voice is just coming back. Willie, my wife's in Mississippi. You around? I'm like, oh, fuck. Three bottles of wine, a bottle of port, 3 martinis a piece later. I'm in a fucking backyard smoking another fucking paint roller with that guy. Yeah.
I don't want to think of a world where Large isn't giving out candy anymore, because you get into it. Like you said, you throw the Viking hat on, you're getting everyone all fired up. This also feels like something you said, how you kind of have acted like the parent of like I don't know what the word is for it, but the parent of Barstool for the people that don't have a family locally, right? You say like Zal will come over when he just wants a meal. Like have like some of the Barstool people come over, give out candy, have some fun. Let's have a fucking Halloween party at Large's every year. Why not?
Ooh, that's intriguing. That's intriguing for me to sit on my front lawn. All right, we don't cut this, please. I will be in a full tuxedo, sitting down on a chair. Za will be in a matching tuxedo with the lines here for the ventriloquist dummy. Me have my hand up his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, he'd say, would you like any candy? Like, that would be awesome. If I had a little Za ventriloquist dummy and we're giving out.
And then Willie could do it to you.
It's like the Russian egg dolls, but with ventriloquists. I kind of like that.
That's what I got for Barstool Finance, because we were talking about ghost cattle. These people ripped off Tyson Foods. They took $2 billion from Tyson Foods and then shortchanged him 250,000 head of cattle. So I had on like the full sheet and this, and if you do it right,
you're in a bull mask.
The mouth moves.
Whoa.
Isn't that fucking great?
That is. It looks like a emoticon.
Whatever.
Yes.
So I doubt I'm ever going to give this shit up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm always going to have.
Just give out some knives too.
Yeah, plenty. Exactly. Right, kids. So this is called a fixed blade, right? So it has to keep it in the sheath and whatnot, and you know, that'll be kind of cool.
And Finn's not trick or treating. He said he went to a party or something like that.
Yeah. Finn went to like a bunch of his buddies were hanging out, and they were, you know, there are still people in high school who do that straggling thing and they try to get some candy. They try to get like some
nice
candy.
Blade.
Like late at night, but no, he doesn't do that. So, and I can't see Bridget doing that either. So perhaps, perhaps I'm out of it.
Finn had probably football practice early today too, right? Is he still playing? Season still going on?
Yeah. So their first game, their first playoff game versus Montclair. This is some breaking news. The Ridgewood Maroons versus Montclair, the opening round in the playoffs. Montclair forfeits. Why? One of the kids on the team was 20 years old, I'm hearing.
Whoa.
And so it came out that there was some exemptions that the school had ignored and that they self-reported it. But everyone around town is saying that they had a 20-year-old kid. I don't know if that's true. I guess I should put that out there. But that's what I'm hearing. and I care to believe it. You know, and you can imagine any of our neighborhoods, somebody saying, you know, because you can have a sophomore like Finn dressing for varsity. So you have a 15, like getting, you know, smushed by a 20-year-old kid. If something bad was to happen, you know, I would fucking sharpen the pitchforks. I declare a jihad on that family. So, you know, the stakes are kind of high. So they get the first round forfeiture. So let's see how they do going into this Friday Night Lights.
I feel like Podfathers can make it to the block here. If we get this story, someone writes something in the Montclair Journal or something like that, we can put it up there with the
Bergen County Register or something. Yeah. But Finn's still under concussion protocol. He's still not out of a concussion protocol. Yeah. So that's it. That's the update.
It would be a real
taking any of that Russell Wilson water or no?
No.
He's just drinking beer, just drinking Bud Heavies. Yeah. That's all Finn drinks when he's
him and Willie. Yeah.
It would be a real shame if Mick, you know, Alabama has an off week. Mick comes home with his buddy who plays for the team, you know, as a freshman, and he just plays for you guys for a week here and there, right? It's like that was always the worst when you were playing. Usually it was like 8-9 years old, and there'd be the kid who was clearly 12, and he just dominated everyone. It was always the yellow team. The yellow team just had they just murdered us back in the day.
I gotta tell you, Glenn, that was a big problem in Easter egg hunts too.
Yes,
those kids that had high level of athletic skills and they're clearly outside of their normal age range. Those kids were pieces of shit.
Absolute pieces of shit. Guys like
Giovanni was doing that.
They'd always be putting it back in the line for the pinata.
Right, yeah.
Send it into fucking space.
Because as soon as one of those kids comes out, that trumpet from the Mets game starts playing as soon as he walks out there with the broomstick.
Everybody else is,
he's got the fucking Mickey Tindleton.
It's got the bag on.
Yeah.
Then when they're like, anyone have a lighter to light the candles? He's like, I got one. And it's like, you're fucking 8 years old, dude. How the fuck do you
Why he's snuffing out his cig? He's been ripping heaters trying to get some eggs. Oh, I got the money egg. This is a money egg.
Oh man, so the Halloween life is changing a lot around in the Podfathers here. The evolution of all the families going on. Thanks.
I have an announcement to make, Clem, about our family. Last night, my wife hit it when we were actually walking around doing trick-or-treating. She looks at me and she was like, I know that we've never done this before, but I think the Christmas tree is going up.
Whoa!
She was like, I think this weekend we're doing the Christmas tree. And it completely caught me off guard because we've never done it. And she was like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we've only had one Christmas in this house and we're probably going to move next year. She's like, I really want to extend it this year and have more Christmas time. And I was like, fuck it. I mean, if you want to do that, that's fine with me because I don't really give a shit about Thanksgiving anyway. Let's just get rid of Thanksgiving altogether.
You had me, Chapsy. I was right with you, but just getting rid of Thanksgiving, that's just a fucking.
It's too hot, man. Like, I think that's my biggest issue with Thanksgiving. Everywhere you go is fucking hot. Like, even if it's cold outside, they'll be like, oh, we need to warm it up. Everybody's coming. And then you cook a turkey for 3.5 hours at 375, and it's just boiling in that bitch. You just sweat your ass off the entire Thanksgiving.
Texas problems right there. Around here, it's like, oh, thank God it's a little warm now. We're finally warming up. You're getting a nice beer buzz about you to warm you up as well. The oven.
You're walking out there in a fucking thong, Clem. Cooking my Popeye's turkey.
Are you doing that again?
I think so, yeah. That was another conversation we were having. I was like, people are going to come over again. It was a hit last year.
Yeah.
An absolute hit. I saw that they're delivering this year. Rico blogged that they're delivering this year. And then
Popeyes?
Yeah, they're delivering the turkeys as well, so you don't have to leave the house, chap. So you just put an extra couple bucks.
Last year I had to go through 3 straight drive-thrus.
And it was an absolute hit, right? It murdered.
It was, man. And it was a little expensive. It was on the expensive side, but this is Joe Biden's economy, so you just never know. Like, I don't know. Were you having an 8.6% raise in these damn turkeys? I hope not.
I am not looking forward to what the size of these turkeys are going to look like. If the candy bags were getting smaller, those turkeys are going to be looking like the rotisserie chickens at Costco,
exactly
which is still a great deal. $4.99. Our boy Joey.
How do we feel about this, Clem? Me and you, Thanksgiving this year, we just go pick up 4 roto birds and throw them on the table. I think everybody's happy with it, honestly.
There will not be one complaint. You know what?
There wouldn't be.
This morning I said to AJ, because he's like, Dad, Halloween's over. I'm like, that's right, buddy. I go, what's next? He goes, Thanksgiving. I go, that's right, pal. He goes, I don't like Thanksgiving. Why? Because I don't like turkey. So I throw some chicken at the boy, though. The boy will feast on some chicken. He'll be very happy with that.
Don't get ham, Clem. Between that and the food court, you don't want to go through that again.
We hold hands on a lot of things, chaps. We either butt heads or hold hands. We are holding. We're basically, we're 7th graders right here. The way we're holding hands on the hams. Hams is for pores. Bart, you're not a ham guy, are you?
Ham is for sandwiches and breakfast.
He's a ham guy. He's a ham guy.
Christmas Day, I'm a ham guy.
Christmas ham.
Spiral cut ham. Spiral cut ham. I make my own biscuits. I make my own pimento cheese. Boom. I do ham, pimento cheese, biscuits
Buttermilk
with
biscuits.
some sort of mustard. Yeah. With some sort of 6 or 7 different mustards, a couple of cornichons, that type of shit. I pickle some red onions. So yeah, but no ham on Thanksgiving, but I'm a ham on Christmas Day every year. Spiral cut ham.
I've transitioned to either a lasagna Christmas guy or the prime rib Christmas guy.
We had a lasagna run at my house when I was a kid growing up, and I'll tell you, those were the best Christmases of my life. I'm just gonna blindly say that. So Large is a ham Christmas guy, Thanksgiving turkey guy, and a soup guy on Halloween. We've learned a lot of stuff about our big friends.
The old traditional Halloween soup.
So she's like, I don't feel good. I was like, yeah, I'll make you some soup. So I'm doing this from fucking scratch. And I'm telling you, chaps, it's not warm here. It's like 60 something degrees. It's beautiful here. I'm gonna sweat my balls off. So then afterwards, I go out. I'm looking for fucking candy. The sun is down now, right? It's like 7 o'clock. Yeah. I drop Bridget off at her fucking, Halloween hedonism. I don't know where Finn is. Annie's had her soup. The dog's been fed. I was like, I don't fucking want soup. I was like, I got to pick myself up something to eat. I'll just grab something. You know what I had this year on Halloween? Shawarma. This is fucking shawarma.
That's never a mistake, though. So good.
Pickled turnip. I got the mixed shawarma. The lightest pita that you've ever seen in your life is like whipped, fucking hummus. It was delightful, and it was the highlight of my day. So maybe that becomes the tradition. Halloween shawarma, Thanksgiving turkey.
I always thought, for me, shawarma is more of a Memorial Day thing.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was my Thanksgiving.
Fun fact: the Avengers had shawarma after they saved the world the first time. That was in the post-credit scene, if you remember that, Large. I don't know if Chaps is an Avengers guy.
That might be one of the best puns in the history of Podfathers, Joey. Halloween.
Halloween. Oh, I missed it. Joey does have some gems in the chat.
That was good, man.
I missed that
was
one.
Good.
Halloween.
Yeah, I was surprised you didn't give out any of the soup to the kids when you just
imagine
give
that.
You just dump it in there.
Boys, can I tout a something? I know we don't have the Eds this week or anything like that. There's a new French, like, I don't know, grocery store on a block by our job. Pâtés, mustards, all this like legit French stuff. I bought these they're called toux, and they're goût fromage crackers. They're goat cheese crackers. Holy shit, they're good.
It's by the office?
Yeah, it's within a block. So it's on 29th Street between 7th and 8th. As you're going down, as you get closer to 8th, it's on your right-hand side. And I don't even know what the name of the place is, but I went in there and I was like, holy shit. We passed by it, and he was in there with me, and we just started buying. I think she bought like some hand towels. Fucking place is great. And I bought all these like condiments and pâtés and shit because I'm an asshole, and cheese. And I got these goût fromage, goat cheese made with sunflower oil.
And they're the Tuck brand, right?
The Tuck brand. This is
you can go and get those with tuckbrand.com. Use the promo code Podfathers. You're gonna get
there you go. Chaps, you know what they kind of remind me of? And I know that I shit on you before for this.
Oh, the wafer at church.
No, it kind of reminds me of the chicken and a biscuit.
Chicken biscuit.
Oh, yeah. Chicken and a biscuit. You put that on a board this Halloween season, you're going to be a hit.
You change the name chicken and a biscuit to something French. Large wouldn't even know the difference. You go, these are delightful. They just put him in a toque fucking thing for him, and he loves these things. So that's all you need to know about our guy. Oh, man. Do we want to hit that story? The story from last week about there was the dad. It was so a girl got picked up from school.
Hold on a sec, but before we go on, didn't we rebuke the Christmas tree before? Can we just
this is a great call.
Can we let Chaps get away with this? I mean, this might be one where he's got to step up. You might have to put your foot down, Chaps.
I gotta admit, in a relationship with my wife, I have 0 feet.
No, you
Lieutenant
Dan.
I think
all three of us outkicked our coverage. I might have told you the other day, Clem's wife posted a thirst trap. While he was away, so I'm doing something else. Yeah, whatever.
I was fucking in a stream with Frank the Tank watching the Mets lose, and my wife was at a Hall & Oates show that I should have been at. Thirst trapping people.
This is thirst trap. So we've all outkicked our coverage. I know that. So we have to pick our spots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go softly into the night on this, Chaps.
I have an explanation. I have an explanation, please. And we'll see if the court will abide. Okay. So earlier this year, probably May, and really it's been a year-long thing where my wife's grandfather died a few years ago, and there's this table that was in her grandfather's grandfather's
objection pandering.
Okay.
Right away, brought up
all right. Well, I need to put this on the record. So it came from his mercantile store. Whenever he first got to America, he opened this store, and it's the table from that store that she wants to get as like the family kitchen table because it's really nice, solid oak, super old. And there's a couple other trinkets. I was supposed to drive from San Antonio to Jackson, Mississippi, which is about 11-hour drive. And then I was going to have to rent a U-Haul, pull my truck back behind the U-Haul with all this stuff in it, and or fly there and rent a U-Haul and drive it back either way. But I was going to have to do that over Thanksgiving. She said that she was like, listen, my aunt offered to just pay the shipping for all this stuff, and we no longer have to do it. I didn't even think that was an option. And now I don't have to go to Mississippi during Thanksgiving. I don't have to stay at somebody's house in Thanksgiving, and I don't have to drive 12 hours in Thanksgiving. That was my Thanksgiving gift. I will oblige having the Christmas tree up.
Large, I hate to do this to you, pal. I might have in the past agreed with you. I actually went back. There's a blog I wrote last year, and it happens every single year at midnight following Halloween, November 1st. 12 a.m. Two things are happening. One, Frank the Tank's blog about this day is publishing, and Mariah Carey declares a Christmas season.
Starts doing a diddle on herself because she's about to make millions.
Exactly. So I just went to her Twitter, and she did the same last night. She was dressed as basically Elvira, which Large, go look, by the way. Yeah, you're going to like that. And then, at midnight, you can see it. She changes over and she starts playing her song that is going to get 1 billion listens on Spotify or whatever the fuck the kids are listening to this day. At this point, I love Thanksgiving. I do think Thanksgiving, respect the bird. I've always believed that. However, at the same time, you can respect the bird and still have all your Christmas shit up.
Well, that's what we say about the Marine Corps is we keep the apple fuck the core. Like you always like the Marines, but you don't like the Marine Corps as an institution.
There needs to be an entire Marine. That should be an episode of CBT is just nothing but Marine phrases because I feel like there's some really good ones you guys have there.
I held my tongue when he went Popeyes. I held my tongue. I held my tongue. I know it wasn't a money issue, so I would normally just hold my tongue if it was you, Clem.
Yeah,
but I held my fucking tongue with Chaps, even though he was destroying what's a fucking,
it's your birthday.
Didn't he do? And I'm talking about you like you're not in the room. Didn't Chaps do the White Castle stuffing one year?
No.
No. Okay, that might have been me.
Well, that was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was.
Don't call me a hypocrite when I'm saying it myself, Chaps. I don't know. I may be a conscientious objector to what's going on, Chaps.
That's fair. That's normally I would be too.
It's a 3.5 week rebuke. I think it is, right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give it some. And obviously, the idea that you don't have to drive 12 hours to Jackson, Mississippi, is a fucking or 24 hours essentially. You don't have to drive a day is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But
because I was gonna do it. Because there's a lot of times in our relationship where I very much don't want to do things like that, especially with like extended family members. That's the last thing in the world I want to go do and hang out with during a holiday weekend. I don't want to do that at all. So if I can avoid that just for a Christmas tree, buddy, sign me up.
The Costco Christmas tree, I believe, is Black Friday too. $100 off for people looking. Best move I ever made. Chaps. He was going with the fake stuff. And listen, Stu's has tremendous selection of fresh trees if you want to go there and get them. However, doing that every single year, it's a mess. You have to keep it watered. There's always some sort of fucking X factor battle that you have to deal with. There's enough shit going on during the holiday season. Just throw that shit with just sitting in the basement, goes up, and it's fucking. You don't even think about it. It's so much better going team. I can't believe I'm team fake tree. Large, are you team fake tree? I don't remember.
I've had a fake tree since birth. I went 2 years where I wasn't. When I first moved out to the suburbs, I said I gotta go real tree. Mm-hmm. I went right the fuck back.
It sucks.
I hate real trees.
You want the smell? Buy a fucking candle. Like they're $6 at Kohl's for a gallon size. Like you don't need to do a whole lot there.
We got so much soup going on in here. You can't even between the shawarma and the soup. And by the way, I will tell you that when I did go to the grocery stores to try and get Desperation candy, all I could even think about getting were the 4 packs of Reese's Christmas trees and the Hershey's Kisses. They're already in the Christmas wrap. And I was like,
the tree is the best seasonal candy in the game.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Better than the pumpkin? I don't
think so. Yeah, I think the peanut butter ratio in the Christmas tree is better than the pumpkin.
There was someone did a very long article on all this with the pumpkin, the Easter egg, the tree. However, I was going to say, just reference that article. I feel like it's gone upside down now. I don't know what they're doing during these economic times we're in right now. They're probably just, there's going to be no peanut butter sooner or later. So I'm not sure. Buddy,
we got trees up before fucking Thanksgiving. We got no more peanut butter. I'm eating shawarma.
We're really going
on Halloween. What the fuck is going on, guys?
Only good thing that's happened in the last couple of weeks. I'm like, we're about 4/5 of the way done with Christmas shopping already, thanks to our good friends at Costco. Because Cardi is in a huge Lego phase, and they had a huge Lego sale right before Halloween. It was like the lowest price that they're going to have. Cardi's super into NASA, got the spaceship one that like you build like the Challenger, I think. And then there's another one that's like a McLaren F1. Cardi's super into cars right now. So we got that one, like knocking those things out. The spaceship ones use like $150. Got it for like $55.
Costco, those 2 aisles of toys or whatever it is, always, it's just incredible. The deals
and it's great toys too.
Yes.
I wouldn't know. I would not know.
We have to do our Costco trip here. We have to get our Costco trip on the calendar. You're not going to go now.
I'm not going unless it's with you.
I'm
not going with Chaps.
They have an A1 Wagyu?
Yes. I'm not going with Chaps.
Why?
Well, until fucking you refused to put a tree up.
Yeah. If that tree is up, Large is not going to interact with you.
So November 27th, we can make a trip.
Yeah.
Okay. You take me to get a tuck cracker, and I'll take you to Costco.
Oh, that's a deal.
Because you need to go with somebody, and I'm an executive member, so
yeah,
you can't just get in there on a whim.
Can you go there and get a day pass, like as a promotion? I remember, because I belong to BJ's, right?
Right.
And I believe BJ's let me like do whatever I want, and then they got me on the way out. And I think I'm a lifetime member. I'm not even sure, but
wow.
But yes, you can do a day. You can do a day pass.
Oh yeah.
First hits for free kind of a thing. They're trying to get you in the door, and then they're trying to hook you.
So if I go,
you should let me and Clem do a tour of a Costco for you and
I'd
show
love
our
to.
favorite things.
When I go with you, then would I have to put my stuff up on the belt first, and then pay for it with your membership card? Then you run your stuff.
No, you with your day pass. They would scan your day pass.
I have the day pass. That's right. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't mind.
No, I'm not getting a day pass if I'm going with you guys.
Okay, yeah, we'll put it on my executive membership.
Yeah.
And then we get a little points on the package. Everything you spent, we get as a reward a check at the end of the year.
Exactly right. So you spend like $1,400, you might get a check back for like $75. It's sick.
And then I'll Venmo you whatever I owe you.
Yeah.
We've been looking for some new couches here at the Cost City Clem, and I was told that there's a big Costco furniture event right around Christmas time every single year, and that is currently what I'm looking very forward to. And chaps, I was also told the Black Friday sales I was looking forward to for the TVs. No, my friend, wait for the Super Bowl sales. That's when you get the good TVs on discount. Large still has that toy book, the
Amazon book, chaps. They have some nice options for the Lego, for the cardster.
There's an Amazon book?
Oh, yes. So we spoke about it the other day. This came into my mailbox, like the old Sears catalog or the old Toys R Us catalog, Amazon, and it's just toys. So the kids grab it, put it next to the toilet. Yeah, it's I think it's awesome. And by the way, Masters of the Universe has
careful
Skeletor's staff with the ram's head on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit, yeah.
In Lego. You can make a full staff in Lego.
Damn.
Lego is everywhere, and Lego is not cheap. Like Chap said, that $150, that's like going rate for something that's not even life size or anything. It's probably just your typical fucking Lego sized.
And it can't cost them that much to make these Legos. These fucking pricks, man.
they don't put price, and I didn't realize it until just now because I was looking to see if I could be competitive with Costco with Amazon. They don't put prices in the Amazon one. You have to scan for the prices.
Large, I'll tell you right now, if Costco wants to beat Amazon, they'll beat Amazon. It's going to be on a very select items, but they are one of the few things. I'll sometimes, when I say, wow, that seems like a good deal. Right here, I don't know if you can see it. Look at this right here. New water cooler, Primo, $100.
You got a water machine?
I've had a water machine for years here, chaps. See, Poland Spring only Poland Spring touches these lips.
What is that hooked up to? I don't see any reservoir on the top.
It is a bottom loading water cooler. Yeah, buddy.
Wow, Clem.
And it defies gravity?
Later that day, you just put it right in. You put the little top to it right on top of the bottle, and it just sucks it right up. I went on Reddit later that day.
One of those right now when we get done. I need it. I don't know.
They go for $250 on Amazon. I got it for $100. I'm the belle of the ball when I go on the Costco Reddit. The belle of the ball. People are saying I can't believe they said get it right now.
Giving them away, Clem. They're giving them away.
Almost free.
How do I not belong there? How do I not belong there?
I guess water is free if I just use it out of my sink. That's the other side.
I find it personally offensive that Large pays full price for tires. I just do.
Or vodka.
Yeah.
Every time I see a Costco thing,
that's Grey Goose.
Kirkland vodka. That's exactly it. It's Grey Goose. Some guy had done it's a wonderful TikTok series where he brings his friends in and he makes them do shots of Kirkland this versus this. Grand Marnier, I can't remember like who owns a lot of
Buffalo Trace is the whiskey.
Yeah, and people cannot tell. And I don't think people can normally tell either. Like your palate's like no one's palate is really that great. So, you just do bank shots. But Kirkland it performs swimmingly well across all boozes, gins, whiskeys, vodkas, rums, which is tough. Just 2 shots of rum.
Rum.
Yeah. But
Goldschlager.
And it's Kirkland brand. Kirkland brand is the one, right?
And Joey drafted that in our Costco draft. That was his grocery item because he's a sick fucking alcoholic that we love. A functional alcoholic, but barely functional, but one nonetheless that we love. That was his choice. Chapsy chose what dog food? Was that you?
Yeah.
You chose the dog food, and I chose the peanut butter pretzels. So it's a little insight to the three lives here of those Podfathers. Now that I'm looking back at it.
Oh, Kirkland sweatpants are Balenciaga. That's what.
No, they're not.
I actually got some joggers from there. I think they're the same thing as Lululemon for real though.
Really?
Yeah, because they are super comfortable. I got them on sale for $11. When they're $11, buddy, you pick up the forest green, the royal blue, and the heather gray. In a second, you do.
If you see that yellow highlighter on the price tag, it's yellow means go at Costco. Just buy. Yep. Don't even think twice.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Are you allergic to it? It doesn't matter. Just buy it and give it to someone else. It is a
Pyrex jars. Get those.
Yes.
So here's a single, and this is at Costco. Let me see if this will come up right now. This is, where is Podfathers?
I don't want Costco to sponsor Podfathers. I want Podfathers just to become a Costco podcast. That's kind of where I hope we end up transitioning to.
I gotta join this. So I find this to be absolutely bizarre, and I can't believe I haven't showed this to you guys before. $37,000 bottle of scotch on a shelf at Costco.
Oh yeah,
that can't be right. Did you see the picture I just sent you to your text messages? That can't be fucking right.
Oh yeah, I think that is right.
54-year-old single malt Scotland Singleton Scotch. I didn't check it out. I just saw it and it fucking blew my mind. So there it is.
I wonder how many of those have they sold? Maybe 3, you think, in all of Costco?
I don't know. Imagine I go and I put that up. I just put it in the fucking cart.
Yeah. Put it in the cart. Yeah. And then you're like, what?
Let me throw that on the old screen here for the few people watching on the YouTube. $36,999.99. I want a fucking price too. It's absolutely perfect.
Well, I mean, if you can get that under 37 flat, that's a steal.
That's typically 43,000. I'm looking at it. I just hit it now. Singleton 54-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey is on average sold for 43,000. There are some places that go $55,000, $74,000. So to get that thing,
Joey said it's 46,000 at BJ's.
Really? So he said,
yeah,
that's not a deal. That's not a deal. So,
you look like such an idiot if you buy that from BJ's and not Costco.
We're selling caskets at Costco.
Wow, $1,000 for that. That's a pretty good deal, honestly.
Look at that thing too. It has a nice little blanket.
Shed. Just get it now.
Does it come with the pillow? You think?
Oh, it's got to.
How soon?
I think it's a queen size though.
How soon will it be delivered? Orders placed on Monday will arrive Thursday because
that's pretty fast.
That's pretty fucking fast.
That's pretty fast for a casket. Because that's not small. You're not putting that in shrink wrap.
Pink velvet interior, mother embroidered in the head panel, 18 gauge steel, Chapsy. Oh, buddy, chrome metal and gauge steel. 2 things we love on this podcast.
How much assembly is required?
Oh, that's a great question.
I guess you could task grab it.
Fits in standard 30-inch burial vaults only.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I just Googled Took Crackers Costco. I don't sell them.
Damn.
That would have been the
nice,
confirming tick, as they say in my old industry.
You can get engagement rings at Costco, Super Bowl tickets at Costco, caskets at Costco. Those are
Pocketbook see you online.
$46,000 at BJ's. The Costco podcast. We'll get you there, Large. I have to also make sure I get you there at the right time. I went with AJ 2 weeks ago on a Saturday at 4 p.m. Not a sample to be found. I need you to be well fed when you're at Costco as well. So we're gonna have to make sure.
No, I want to go to a food court. I won't ruin myself with samples because I want to try a hot dog. I think we're going to split a hot dog like Lady and the Tramp.
Yes,
and I want to try the slice of pizza that you guys say is pretty good.
Chicken bake.
Chicken bake. And then the soft serve. Right?
Yeah.
Don't they do good soft serve?
They got a good soft serve.
You can pick the soft serve or you can get the acai shake. Whatever you want to do.
No. You know me, I'm a soft serve guy.
No shawarma yet. I'll see if they're going to add that onto the menu in the near future. We'll get some. I don't know if there's soup on the menu either, but
they got soup in the back in the deli section. They got the chili
Big cube.
They have the white bean chili, the regular chili, and they also got the home style chicken noodle, which Large would be a family hit for sure.
Yep.
I don't know much, but I know that they have soup at Costco.
Fine cheeses as well. A wide array of fine cheeses. Chaps, good cheese selection, correct?
Absolutely, Clem.
There you go. And dog food. 40 pounds of dog food. Oh, which brings me to my point because it reminded me of the Christmas Vacation scene. Nicolette Scorsese, naked, sex scene in Boxing Helena. I kept calling it Breaking Helena, Boxing Helena. These two guys were acting like I was just being the weird, horny dude. I think
Boxing
the girl
Helena
from
was
Christmas.
weird.
You've seen the movie?
Yeah. So Boxing Helena is I can spoil it, right?
Yeah,
you guys don't give a shit. I think the guy is a surgeon, and I think he takes Sherilyn Fenn and he like cuts her arms and legs off and puts her in a box so he can keep her forever. I think that's the end of the movie.
Whoa.
I've never heard of that movie.
Boxing Helena is a fucking weird movie.
When did it come out?
And I'm looking now, 93.
Is her name Helena and he boxes her up at the end? Is that the whole fucking...
Let me see now. It has to be right.
It's 93.
Right?
It is 93, yeah.
It's so it's the year I got out of school. Yeah, it received an NC-17 rating, right? Because it was fucking terrible. The plot.
No, it's probably like PG-13 now.
Yeah, Nick Cavanaugh is a lonely surgeon obsessed with Helena. And he, intimate experience, although she suffers from a tibial fracture. So she breaks her leg in a car crash. He kidnaps her, amputates both her legs above the knee. Later, she tries to choke him. So he amputates both her arms above the elbow. So that's how he keeps her. He essentially turns her into into first base, and he keeps her in a box.
Well, now. That was not something I expected to come out of that movie. I just thought it was like a Skinamax special.
Oh yeah, and Sherilyn Fenn, who's like the Twin Peaks girl. That's why I saw it. She was in it.
Oh, that is some vile shit.
And then Nicolette Scorsese as fantasy lover nurse. That's what you're talking about. I don't remember that at all, which is embarrassing. But in my defense, there's a lot of other shit going on.
True.
Yeah.
Now, do you realize she's the girl from Christmas Vacation? Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
I can't believe it, but yeah, I can't believe I haven't looked this up before. So I'm about to.
Did you see that in the theater?
Yeah, probably.
Oh
probably
God, that's a fucking gruesome movie to just be trapped in a theater watching. It's just
I'm not overly proud of that, but yeah, I probably saw that one in the thing.
Which kind of theater was it? Was it one of those in Times Square where you kind of, Pee Wee Herman was in that one time? Got caught?
Uh-oh. I'm looking it up now, and I'm getting Cam's girls everywhere, guys. Uh-oh.
And what?
You can't see. Yeah, so this is the scene. You guys want to tune in while I'm watching? I'm not going to send you. Yeah, that's it.
Nicolette Sheridan, Boxing Helena. I got punked by both these guys for bringing that up on the last podcast, but I knew you would appreciate it, Pop. All right, so we've made it to the point where we're watching porn on the podcast, so we'll see you guys next week. As always, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll see you then.